So we're going to deal with kinetics a little bit more here. We're going to deal with some graphs. It's a good thing before we talk about this to quickly get out your equation sheets for the AP test, and then the bottom left of page 3, you see kinetics, and you'll see that there's a few different equations there. You see ln of a minus ln of a naught equals negative kt, and you got 1 over a f, which is the final, minus 1 over a naught equals kt, and then you got this half-life equation of t 1 half equals 0.693 over k. And so we're going to see graphs that relate to this. So in a moment we're going to look at some different graphs. We're going to look at the graph of the concentration versus time, which we've looked at before, and we're going to see some things. We're going to look at the graph of ln of a versus time, and we're going to see 1 over a versus time. And so if you go back to that AP sheet and you look at it, you'll see that there's those k's, those rate constants in those equations. And so we're going to show how we can figure out k from a graph, and we can figure out the order of a by looking at the graphs, and we're going to be looking for straight lines. So note that these graphs are a little different than the ones you've seen before. We've looked at some of these, and we know that the slope of the line is the rate at that time. And that's what that summarizes right there. So there's 3 graphs you'll see often in AP chemistry. You'll see that there's the concentration versus time, there's an ln of concentration versus time, and there's the concentration to the -1, or 1 over the concentration versus time. And if it's a 0 order reaction, in other words, the concentration doesn't matter, you'll see that you have a straight line. K is always positive, so the k would be negative the slope of that graph. Ln of concentration versus time will give you a straight line if it's a first order with respect to whatever concentration you're dealing with. And once again, k has to be a positive number, so this the opposite of the slope is what your k is. And then for a second order reaction, you graph the 1 over the concentration, and that will give you your k will just be the slope. So concentration versus time, if it's straight, then you know it's 0 order. Your k is just negative the slope. If it's ln of concentration versus time is a straight line, then you know that it's first order, and slope is negative k of whatever that graph is. And then if you do 1 over the concentration as a straight line, then you know that it's second order, and the slope of the line is just k.